Virgo, August 26 is not just a day, it's a gate, a magnetic point on the timeline where energy bends and responds faster than usual. You may have already felt it, a tension in your body, a subtle urgency like time whispering, now or wait another cycle. That's not pressure, that's potential. A spiritual current is alive beneath the surface today, and it will stay open until midnight. This is your window, not to chase wealth, but to unlock it from within. This is a frequency shift, not a financial transaction. Abundance isn't coming later. It's circling now, looking for a landing strip that feels like readiness, like clarity, like you. And Virgo, you're the sign of sacred structure. When your energy is clean, focused, and aligned, abundance doesn't trickle, it flows. But if you ignore this window, the pattern may repeat. Small gains, near misses, tightness where there could have been ease. This is not about hustle, it's about harmony. You don't need to do more, you need to align better. And tonight, before the clock resets, 3 specific keys can shift your field. Not in theory, in real time. Each key will clear one channel: energy, mindset, embodiment. Together, they create a vibration that calls in not just money, but support, opportunities, ideas, freedom. You'll recognize what's already been showing up: synchronicities, tension in the body, dreams with symbols, déjà vu around money or timing. These aren't random. They're the signals that abundance is near, but can only enter if you open the right internal doors. This isn't superstition. This is spiritual mechanics. Alignment always precedes overflow, and tonight's portal is precise. It doesn't care about fear. It responds to clarity. Stay with this message until the end. There's a decree that seals the timeline, and once spoken, begins the work even while you sleep. But first, we need to address something deeper: why this moment is arriving now. Why you, after everything, are finally in position to receive what you've always carried inside. You weren't overlooked. You were being refined. Every delay, every detour, every moment where you gave your all and saw nothing in return, it wasn't punishment. It was preparation. Virgo, yours is not the path of instant reward. Yours is the sacred architecture of earned abundance. And now, it's time to collect on that spiritual investment. You've worked in silence. You've built behind the scenes. You've said no to shortcuts and yes to growth, even when it hurt. And somewhere along the way, you wondered if the universe even noticed. It did. Energy never disappears. It stores. It waits for alignment. And that alignment? It's today. You've outgrown the version of you that settled for less while carrying more. You've matured into someone who can hold blessings without leaking energy. That's not a coincidence. It's a signal. The signal that you're ready to receive without guilt, expand without chaos, and claim what's yours without shrinking. This isn't about being deserving in some moral sense. It's about energetic readiness. Abundance doesn't show up where there's noise. It arrives where there's resonance. And your frequency has shifted. You're not just wanting it anymore. You're matching it. There's a reason this message finds you now. It's not just another spiritual note to scroll past. It's a mirror, a reminder, a confirmation that everything you've done in private is about to echo in your external world, but only if you choose to say yes, not just emotionally, but practically. You're not here to chase abundance. You're here to host it, to organize your energy so that what wants to stay, stays. Not in spikes, not in moments, but in sustained waves. This is what Virgo is built for: sacred structure, quiet power, consistency with depth. And now that you understand this moment isn't random, we can shift from preparation to activation. Because abundance isn't waiting, it's pulsing. Let's decode how it actually works, what it truly is, so you stop chasing it and start becoming it. Abundance isn't a number in your bank account. It's not a job title, a car, or a perfect plan. It's a frequency, a field of permission you tune into, not something you conquer. Virgo, once you stop treating abundance like a prize and start treating it like a partner, everything changes. This shift begins internally. Abundance is the energy of enoughness. It's when you feel space in your breath, trust in your timing, openness in your body. It's when you make decisions from faith, not fear. That's what makes abundance flow. Not hustle, not overthinking, not more strategy. Right now, the moon is in a sextile with grounded earth energy, a symbol of natural opportunity flowing with ease. That means this is not the time to force. It's the time to respond. Miracles move smoother when you stop pushing and start aligning. You may have already noticed the signs, seeing 888 or 111 repeatedly, receiving an unexpected compliment that feels deeper than words, feeling calm in a situation that once triggered anxiety, a stranger offering help, a sudden insight into something you'd been overcomplicating. These aren't random. They're energetic confirmations that you're getting close. And if you're in resistance, you'll feel that too. Tension in the chest, impatience, comparison spirals, money fear. Don't judge it. Observe it. Let it be the feedback that helps you recalibrate. There's a mindset shift required here. You don't chase what's already yours. You become the version of yourself that receives it. That version doesn't beg, doesn't apologize, doesn't wait for permission. This is the energy we're entering. You don't need to manifest more. You need to remove the blockages that keep abundance from arriving. That's what the 3 keys are for. They're not spells, they're mirrors. Practical alignments you can make before midnight to let this portal land in your life. And the first key is urgent, because no matter how high your vibration, if your energy is leaking, you won't hold what you attract. Let's address what's draining you and how to close the gap. Abundance can't settle in a field full of leaks. It may visit, but it won't stay. That's the first truth you need to embody tonight. Because no matter how aligned your intentions are, if your energy is seeping into places that no longer deserve it, the frequency of wealth will slip right past you. The first key is simple but crucial. Stop the leak. This isn't just about money. It's about time, attention, emotion. All the subtle ways you say yes when your body says no. All the ways you shrink to make others comfortable. All the conversations that leave you drained. These are energetic debts, and abundance refuses to deposit into a bankrupt field. Virgo, your sensitivity is sacred, but it must be protected. You've been trained to believe that being nice means being available. That kindness requires depletion. That holding space means sacrificing yours. Not anymore. You'll know you're leaking energy if you feel unexplained fatigue after interactions. If you spend impulsively just to soothe a sense of guilt or not enough. If you find yourself explaining, over-explaining, apologizing for having needs. These are holes in your field, and they cost more than you think. Imagine this. You wake up clear, light, present. You set your focus, but within 2 hours, you've been pulled into texts you didn't want to answer, tasks you didn't own, guilt that isn't yours. That's not your fault, but it is your pattern to break. The protocol is direct. Identify the top 3 drains in your current life. A habit, a person, a thought loop. Write them down. Then, beside each one, write a clear action to seal that leak. Unfollow, pause, delegate, silence. You don't need drama, you need decisions. Now speak this aloud. My energy is sacred currency. Say it again until it lands, until your field starts adjusting, because it will. This key alone can shift your capacity. But we're not done. Once you've stopped the leaking, the next move is to recognize what's already flowing. That's where key 2 begins, turning gratitude into magnetic power. Let's go there. You can't multiply what you refuse to acknowledge. And in the pursuit of more, it's easy to forget what's already here. That's where abundance often stalls, not from lack, but from blindness. Key 2 is about changing that. Honor your harvest. Virgo, your high standards are your gift, but they can also blur your blessings. You finish one task and already ask, "What's next?" You land a small win and dismiss it because it wasn't big enough. But the universe doesn't respond to size. It responds to signal. And nothing signals abundance like reverent recognition. When you skip celebration, you send a message that what you receive isn't enough, that your field is still hungry, unsatisfied. But when you pause and say, "This is good. I receive this fully," you create space for more. You tell the universe, "I noticed. I value. I'm ready." Signs you're missing this step? Constant comparison. Never feeling done. Ignoring or downplaying small gains. Feeling like joy is only allowed once the real thing arrives. But what if the real thing is already unfolding in pieces? Here's the visual. Someone receives a new client, a kind message, a refund, a moment of peace. But they dismiss it. It's not that much. They move on. And unknowingly, they signal lack. But another person receives the same thing, pauses, breathes, and says, "This is part of my overflow." That vibration attracts more. Your protocol. Write down 7 things you've received in the last 7 days. They don't have to be big. A compliment, an invitation, a solution, a lucky timing, a peaceful morning. Write them all. Then sit with them. Let the frequency expand. Speak this aloud. What I honor multiplies. Let that truth become your posture. Your prayer, your pattern. You've now sealed the leaks. You've tuned into the flow already active. And the final key? It's embodiment. Because no matter what you say or write, it's how you move that tells the universe you're ready. Let's step into that. Words create openings, but embodiment seals them. Abundance doesn't just respond to what you say, it mirrors how you move. Key 3 is about walking in alignment with the very thing you're asking for. Move like you already have it. This isn't about pretending. It's about permission. Most people wait until the miracle shows up to feel ready, safe, worthy. But the truth? That energy delay is what blocks the miracle from arriving in the first place. Virgo, the moment you act like it's already real, you collapse time. What does that look like in real life? You apply for something that feels too big. You say no to something that's beneath the new you. You speak with confidence before the evidence. You invest energy like you expect a return, not fear a loss. The symptom of misalignment here is hesitation, shrinking, overthinking every move. Not responding to the email, not submitting the application, waiting for proof before stepping forward. But when abundance is trying to enter, the proof doesn't come first. The action does. Imagine this. A doorway is open, but you're standing still, asking for more confirmation. Meanwhile, time is ticking. The portal doesn't close because you're not worthy. It closes because you didn't move. Your protocol is simple. Take one bold step before midnight. It doesn't have to be dramatic, but it does have to be honest. Apply, decline, send, delete, launch, speak, choose. Let it be the version of you who already believes. Now speak this aloud. I move as abundance now, not soon. Not one day. Now. Say it while standing up. Say it while breathing deep. Let your body feel the shift, because when your words, actions, and energy match, manifestation becomes inevitable. You've now aligned 3 channels: energy, gratitude, embodiment. And with these 3 keys, the field around you is charged, ready, awake. But before we seal it, let's look at someone who did this, and what changed for them in a single day. Let their story activate yours. She didn't plan for the breakthrough. In fact, she almost missed it. A Virgo, quiet and consistent, stuck in a creative rut. Projects half finished, ideas buried under self-doubt, money tight, opportunities stale. Then something shifted, subtle but undeniable. It started with a sign, 888 on a receipt, followed by a feather on her windowsill. She'd seen numbers before, but this time felt different. Less mystical, more like instruction. She paused, asked out loud, "What do I need to shift?" The answer wasn't loud, but it landed. "Your yes has been in the wrong places." So she made one change. She said no to a draining client who never honored her time. And then, without hesitation, she applied to a grant program she'd been too scared to claim. That was it. One closed door, one brave reach. Within 24 hours, an unexpected email, approved. Funding for her project. The timeline she thought was dead had been waiting for her yes all along. But it wasn't just the email. It was the internal confirmation. She felt different. She stood differently. She remembered who she was. The miracle wasn't only the money. It was the moment she matched abundance. This is what energy does when you align it with truth. It responds fast. Virgo, your path may be quiet, but when you act in sync with your highest self, reality moves. Time compresses. The shift shows up with speed. Her story isn't about luck. It's about alignment. And the same ingredients are now in your hands. You've sealed the leaks. You've honored what's already here. You've embodied what you're calling in. Now it's your turn. But before the clock strikes midnight, you'll need to lock it in. Not with hustle, but with ritual. Energy loves instruction. So next, let's walk through a sacred, simple way to tell the universe, "I'm ready and I'm open." The portal responds best when approached with clarity and calm. This isn't about urgency, it's about invitation. And before midnight, you'll give the energy one final signal, a ritual that seals your vibration and sends a message into the field. This is your anchor. This is your yes in action. Start with your space. Choose a quiet moment after sunset. Light a green candle if you have one, or simply sit by a source of soft light. Close your eyes. Inhale for 4 counts. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Do this 3 times. Let your nervous system soften. Let the day fall off your shoulders. Now, write down your clear intention. 1 sentence. Present tense. I receive financial flow with ease. I am supported in my expansion. I live in joyful overflow. Don't filter it. Don't make it small. Let it come from your core. Hold the paper. Feel it. Read it aloud. Then, either burn it safely, if you feel called, or place it under a crystal, glass of water, or in a sacred space. This act isn't symbolic. It's energetic. You are translating inner desire into outer declaration. Next, say these 3 affirmations aloud, one at a time, with full presence. My energy is sacred currency. What I honor multiplies. I move as abundance now. Let each line land like a key in a lock. Let them echo. These aren't just words, they're frequency codes. When spoken with intention, they recalibrate your field. Optional but powerful additions. Sprinkle a bit of cinnamon around your space. Use soft instrumental music to support your nervous system, or place a coin or bill on your altar as a symbol of circulation. But remember, it's not about tools, it's about sincerity. Now you've activated intention, aligned with emotion, taken action, released control. The portal has felt your presence. But how will you know it's working? The signs don't always shout. Sometimes they flicker in softly, precise, personal, powerful. Let's decode them, so you don't miss the moment you've already magnetized. Abundance speaks in signals before it manifests in substance. Once you've entered alignment, the universe responds. Not always with instant cash or dramatic breakthroughs, but with subtle confirmations that say, "You're in." You may notice unexpected small gifts. Someone covers your coffee, a forgotten refund arrives, a friend offers help without being asked. These are abundance winks. Synchronicities intensify. Repeated numbers like 888 or 111 show up in receipts, clocks, dreams. You overhear conversations that answer questions you haven't spoken aloud. The right words find you. The right people appear. But the most powerful sign isn't external. It's internal. You feel calm. You stop rushing. You're no longer begging the future to arrive. You're living like it's already here. There's a peace that replaces panic, a clarity that doesn't need explanation. You move through your day differently, even if nothing has visibly changed yet. This is the abundance frequency. And once you feel it, you realize the evidence was never the goal. The alignment was. From that place, results are a matter of rhythm, not worthiness. Don't be fooled by silence. Sometimes the miracle begins in the invisible and shows up 48 to 72 hours later, through a message, a shift in someone's behavior, or an opportunity you forgot you asked for. If you feel nothing right away, don't assume failure. Assume integration. Stay in the field. Maintain the signal. How? Choose one small grounding act daily. A breath, a phrase, a gesture of trust. Hydrate with intention. Light a candle with presence. Speak one affirmation aloud while looking at your reflection. These micro rituals are maintenance for your magnetism. And avoid these alignment blockers. Panic buying to soothe fear, over-explaining your dreams to people who don't get it, refreshing your inbox with desperation. These are signals of disconnection. You don't need to prove anything. Just remain in the vibration. Now, to fully activate and echo this shift, comment below. I claim the 3 keys. Not for attention, for alignment. You're anchoring your field through intention and declaration. You've walked the path. You've done the work. One final sentence remains. The decree that seals it all. Let's speak it together. This is the final moment. The part where you no longer wait to be chosen. Where you stop checking the clock and start listening to your field. Virgo, abundance isn't coming. It's responding. It's already in the room. Your posture just needed to match its presence. You've decoded the pattern. You've claimed the 3 keys. You stopped the leak, you honored the harvest, and you moved like it's already yours. These are not just tools, they're timelines. And tonight, as the window closes at midnight, you choose the one you step into. This isn't about what you'll receive tomorrow. It's about who you are right now. Someone who no longer doubts their value. Someone who doesn't shrink from opportunity. Someone who understands that wealth is not something you hold. It's something you embody. Let's anchor this with final clarity. You are not chasing. You are not begging. You are tuning in. Abundance is already circling you. It's been orbiting your field, waiting for your vibration to rise from survival to sovereignty. So we end not with hope, but with decision. Speak this aloud. Let it vibrate through your spine. Let it rewire your path. I live in abundance. It lives in me. Again. Slower this time, with breath, with presence. I live in abundance. It lives in me. This is your final seal. Not an end, a beginning. The portal may close at midnight, but the shift lives in you. You've chosen the current. You've matched the frequency. And now, reality will respond. Comment to anchor it. I live in abundance. It lives in me. Let your words travel into the field as a signal. Let others find their timing through your clarity. And now, picture it. Virgo, standing beneath a moonlit sky, hands open, eyes steady, surrounded by soft golden light. The field is charged. The path is clear. Welcome to your next timeline.